That's good.
Hey, what's up guys? Young Flux here on the SBO channel today, and we're going to be cooking up a beat. I'm going to be going for kind of an emo rap or pop punk type beat. Sort of like emo rap vibes, but a bit more like upbeat, different style drums. I will be using a sample from Splice for this, as I don't really play guitar anymore. Been wanting to get back into it. I did get a guitar and it broke, so I bought a huge sample pack here with, I think there's like 180 guitar samples or something. So let's go through and see what we can find in here. I guess I gotta put it on this screen. It's more of R&B, emo guitar. Okay, I'm gonna go with this one here. The butterfly sample. I'm gonna actually download both of those. So we got the one called Butterfly and one called Butterfly Alt. They are both 130 BPM, and it looks like we're going in E minor. Most sort of emo rap beats are around that, around 130 BPM. So I'm just gonna listen to each melody first and see which one I like better, and we'll use that one as the main guitar melody here. Okay, so I think I'm gonna use this one here for the hooks, and this one for like intro, verse, bridge, etc. I'm even gonna overlay that one on the hook as well. I'm just gonna lay out a basic intro like that first, and then we'll start laying down some drums. First thing I'm gonna do here too is route both of these melodies to channel 1. I'm gonna put this one, make it so it's a bit more of like a background sound, just lower the volume there, and then these are all on channel 1, so I'm gonna drag in my preset I made. It's just like a gross filter, so it's gross beat and love filter, and then I'll use automation clips to kind of use on the melodies to spice it up and keep the beat interesting throughout the whole thing. So I'll play that for you now without, I'll turn off the gross beat and the love filter and just play that for you and show you what it sounds like. Actually, I'm gonna add the automation for the gross beat intro as well right away. So what I did there is I just made an automation clip for the gross beat, and I'm gonna start it at full, and right when the hook kicks in we want it at 0, but I want it to drop off a bit before, so I'll zoom in here a bit so you guys can see a bit more, something like that. Alright, now I'll play that for you and show you what it sounds like. Also this is what I'll do with the love filter. Oops, something like that. There we go. So as you can see, it kind of starts off super slow and kind of deep, and it gets a bit higher pitched, and then it kind of fades in, and boom, the hook will hit and both melodies come on stronger. Alright, so let's get some basic drums started to lay down on here. So what I've been liking to do with these lately is, once we choose our sounds here, I'm going to start with the hats first. So I'm going to start with just a really basic hi-hat. This one is from my drum kit as well. It hasn't come out yet, but there'll be more news on that coming soon. So we'll start with just like one super simple hi-hat, and then I'll add another hi-hat that's a bit more of like a background sound, so it maybe not as high of a sound. Something sort of like that one. And I'm actually going to fill that one every 8 steps. Also put it on channel 3, open it up in the graph editor, and I'm going to go pan, and I'm going to pan from left to right, left, right, etc. until you get all the way down. Boom. I'm going to turn the volume of that one down quite a bit. Then we're going to do one more hi-hat. We're going to use like an open hat here, and those are just going to go on the first there and there as well. And then I'll play it with the hi-hats. 2. As you can see, pretty simple, but still pretty like groovy. That's what we're aiming for here with these type of beats. Next, most important, is our kick and snare pattern. So I'm gonna pick a pretty like deep, hard sounding kick for this one. Let's see what kicks I can find. Looks like my computer's lagging a bit here. So something like this one here, like the punch. So we're gonna add the punch kick. And then we need to find a snare sound as well. I also like to layer these, so try to find 2. Either pick a clap or a snare for your main sound. So for this one, let's do I'm actually going to pull a sound that from a kit that me and one of my friends are working on. It's unreleased, but I can find, we're working on like a real drum kit with real sounds. So I'm just trying to find where that is. Oh, here it is. So something like this one. It's like a real snare. And then, so this is where it's really going to differ from your normal trap beats. Normally with trap you'd go kick on the first, snare on the third, kick on the first, snare on the third, like this. But what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna speed that up, and we're gonna go 1 2 1 2. So we're gonna have the kick on every first and third, and the snare on every second and fourth, like this. Alright, and then I usually find a second sound to layer with my snare, as I mentioned. That could be cool. I'm going to use a lighter flick. This is actually me flicking the lighter here too. We recorded it into my microphone. And I'm going to layer that one with every second snare. Now those drums have a lot of bounce to it. Now all we pretty much need is an 808, and I'm going to show you guys a hack for making 808s with these guitar melodies. So I'm going to take this main guitar melody, I'm going to bring it down here and just duplicate it, double click, and I want to make unique. Oh wait, I think I do that back here. So right click on the little corner and go make unique. Okay, there. Now it'll say guitar stack butterfly number 2. Double click, open it up, then right click on the sound and go edit in audio editor, and this will open up the sample into Edison. And so then what you're going to want to do is find the wrench here, click it, and go to convert to score, dump to piano roll. Click that one. And so what that's going to do is it's basically going to take your guitar melody and mark on the piano roll the notes it's hitting roughly. It's pretty rough example, but I'll show you in a sec how we use that to follow our actual 808 pattern. So next here I'm going to find an 808 sound I want to use. Something like this. Oh, and you can hear the guitar in the background, so we want to mute that one channel. And then put the 808s to channel 8. I always do that, just easy to remember. And then open it up in the piano roll, and as you can see here, this is roughly our guitar melody laid out on the piano roll for us. So we're going to start off by just kind of filling in some of the notes where they are on the start of each bar. So we'll go like this. Like so. Made those a bit too long. Alright. So we only want to go for the 4 bars. We're going to drag them out. And we're just going to kind of fill in the spots that it shows already and then adjust it to our ear accordingly. So alright. Alright, so we just gotta fix a couple things on the 808s before that'll sound good. So I'm gonna double click on the 808 sound there, and on the envelope here I'm gonna turn down the attack all the way, turn the hold up all the way, turn the decay, sustain, and release down all the way. And then I'm gonna move on to the settings here on the wrench, and I'm gonna click cut self. And then we also need to tune these 808s. E minor, yeah. Sorry, I just forgot what key we were in for a sec there. So now we're gonna open the 808s back up and just E. Man, it's like, okay. E. Alright, now we're going to put it all together and see how it sounds. I actually want to drag, not all of them. I want to drag this C note out a bit, and I think the G needs to be octave higher. And I'm wondering if I even drag the G out to the full bar. Like that. Okay. I'm not sure how I feel about that G being the higher octave. Maybe like this. It's definitely kind of like a growly bass, but that's how I like it. I'm just going to put one of my 808 presets on this one. Alright, so now we can delete that sample that we put on the playlist, and we can also delete the one out of the channel rack. And let's put it all together and see what we got. Alright, there we go. That took a bit to get those 808s sounding how I want, but with the 808s, with these kind of beats, I like to keep them pretty like mellow and subtle and in the background, and more of kind of like a grumbly, like boo, rather than like a really hard hitting, like boom, boom, boom kind of hitting 808. Kind of like a sub bass almost in a way. But this intro is really long. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I don't usually like to have 30-second intro, so I think I'm going to shorten it, and I'm just going to cut everything right here like that. I'm going to move all this to the beginning. The gross beat here, I'm going to make it a new point, put it up there, fix this one, something like that, and then I'm going to split channel here. Let's just delete everything there, reselect it from the top left. Alright, so there's our hook. We're just going to start with everything, every sound in the hook. And for our intro, we want all the hi-hats, and the snare and lighter flick, I think. And then I want to split right there. Let's get a half bar, little cut right before it, and I'm going to stick in a riser. Again, this one's from my sound kit. This one's called Diablo. Just turn down the volume a bit, and let's check out this intro again and see how it sounds. Alright, So the one thing I noticed right off the bat here that I think I want is a crash. Maybe something like this one. No, that did not sound good. I think I might need to pitch it up. It's funny how sometimes mistakes make shit sound cooler. Like, I actually didn't mean to put this crash off beat there, but I did, and it actually sounds better like that, I think. So however, now what's sticking out to me is the snare sound. I think I need to layer it with something else. Just the snare and the lighter sound aren't cutting it, so I'm going to find another kit here. Maybe like a clap like that. Then I want this sound. I'm just gonna put this one on like those two. Let's try that. Try to do some basic mixes here. I'm basically going to use some presets I have just to show you. I made all these presets, but I'll go through them and talk about like what each preset is doing. Let's see. So first we need one for the hi-hats here. So it looks like that's on channel 3. So I'm going to drag my hi-hat preset. This one's called Black Magic. And so this one just automatically lowers the volume of all the hi-hats, and it just adds a super simple EQ which boosts the highs just a tad. It adds a little bit of reverb, and it's also fruity flanger. Let's see if I can play just the... Oh no, I want just the hats for you so you can see what I'm talking about. Although my snares are also on channel 3, so let's get those up. 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, like that, 3, boom. Okay, so here's just the hi-hats. Now with all the effects. Oh, it's still playing the kick. You can really hear the flanger in there working on the open hat especially. So this is it without any of the effects on. Just sounds way more dry. Alright, so now let's move on to our snares and our claps. So, actually let's do the kick here. So I'm gonna put preset on there again. This one again is just adding a parametric EQ that cuts it out at 30 Hz, but also boosts the sub frequencies just a tad. It adds a fruity compressor. I just used the default preset: fruity fast distortion, fruity blood overdrive, and fruity soft clipper. And then I turn the volume down just a bit. This just really helps the kit kind of pop through the mix a bit more. For the snares, I want kind of like a snappy sound. So it gets a bit repetitive to play for 4 bars straight, so we're gonna make a couple minor changes here. I'm thinking what if for the second half of the hook, wait, the first half we cut out those hi-hats and they come in only on the second. No, I need those hi-hats at the beginning. Okay, I'm thinking about adding more of those crashes in there. Like double. Like that. That way it'll really speed it up in the second part of the hook. We'll also make some cuts. Right there, we'll leave the 808. Alright, so now onto the verse. So that's basically the bulk of the beat there. That's what I try to do, is basically lay everything out within the intro and this first hook here. So then when it goes to make the verses, really all we gotta do is copy the melody over, copy the intro, like so. Usually start by just laying that out for the full verse. Just a rough start, and then let's see, let's add hi-hats in once it gets to the second part of the verse. Let's take the lighter flick all the way out. That should be pretty good. I'll even cut everything out for the first bar here. That, and then I'm gonna try something here. I'm gonna try to make this guitar melody here unique and reverse it and just see if it sounds good at all. Let's see. No, that just sounds so random. Okay, let's try something like that. And then I'm gonna cut off the last half bar on that one again. We're gonna go into another hook. Like that. Just grab that whole hook and bring it over. Bada boom, bada bing. Doesn't look like it lined up properly. No, we need it there. Add our riser back. How long's this beat so far? Minute 44. So I'm gonna do a similar verse. Trying to think here. Actually, this is just gonna end up being more of like a bridge. I'll leave it like that, and then we're gonna go straight into another hook right away. Boom. copy this one last time, and that's going to be our outro. Alright, so we need to deal with our love filter automations. So I'm just going to snip out this little slope we made, and basically I want to put it everywhere that there is a cut like that one. Same thing, even right there, right there, there, and there, and there. We'll do one last one at the end as it all fades out. And then I also wanted to gross beat the verse again and have it come back up like that, like that. Cut off the 4 bars since this bridge is shorter than the verse was. Add one more to the end. Cut off again. 4, 8 bars. Like that. I think that should do it. Let's take a listen through the whole thing, guys, and see how it sounds. I don't like that snare still. Still don't like it. Alright, there it is. There's the beat. So I'm just gonna export. I usually export as a zip loop first. I find that's the safest bet in case anything were to happen. This is beat number 238, Young Flux. Let's call it, let's look around for inspiration. Waves, no. Cliff. Cliff hanger. 130 BPM, E minor. There we have it. Thanks for watching, guys. Sorry this one dragged on for a bit. It took me a while to get the drums and everything laid out and the melody laid out, but we got there eventually. This beat will be available on my BeatStars, on my Spotify, my personal website, pretty much everywhere, so keep an eye out for it. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment if you like this video. I want to do more of these, so curious to see if you guys liked it or not. And thanks again. Peace.